Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you can see it and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we're discussing a lovely 2017 to present Omega Seamaster Aqua Terra automatic. Now in 2017 there was a reprofiling of the Aqua Terra line, changes to the case, changes to the movement, changes to the dials, and new options regarding metal combinations as well as strap companions, and this watch embodies all of that. On my 16cm circumference wrist, it's an easy watch to wear, 41mm in diameter. The timepiece is also reasonably slim at 13.4. I expected it to be a bit chunky. With a sloped conical rose gold bezel, it will slide easily under most cuffs, including most dress sleeves. From lug to lug, it's very manageable and actually somewhat surprising, 47.5mm. I expected a bit broader for a 41, so this watch is excellent for a wrist as small as 14cm circumference and maybe even 13.5cm circumference. The spacing between the lugs on this timepiece is easy to love 20mm, so you'll find this is a near universal sizing and easy to pair with many OEM and aftermarket strap options. The timepiece is lovely in that it does feature thoughtful design throughout, and you can see that the embossed pattern, a sort of cross-hatching on the strap, adds definition along with the shouldered profiles. The contrasting stitch is very lightly contrasting. It's a sort of platinum coloration on a black base, and you can see that the strap thins out considerably, so it becomes very pliant underneath the wrist. The buckle is a long-running Omega piece, but it's a thoughtful one, polished and satin finished externally. Twin trigger, so you can't accidentally pop this one open. You do need to press both triggers to release it. Lots of security here. It's a minderless system, which means you actually tuck the strap underneath the clasp, and it tucks in neater than that once you properly size it. And then there's no external length visible, nor are there minder loops to mar the lines, so that's why it's called a minderless system. It's very clean, tucked, and tailored once you have it sized for your wrist. Now, the case band is very familiar to Omega fans. I almost don't need to review it. Satin finished side, polished bevel that runs the case length but flares at the end of the lugs, and you have a little bit of a lyre shape where the bevel turns outward at the outer face and then it turns inward at the inner face. There are little rose gold inserts between the lugs, a conical high polish rose gold crown, and you can see, or I should say there is a rose gold crown, but conical rose gold bezel. Now the crown itself does have a conical profile as well. It used to be a conventional cylinder on the old Aqua Terras, and I'll show you a good Planet GMT just to be clear. You can see what the old crown looked like. It was countersunk a bit more, and it also had more of a straight cylindrical profile, whereas this is wider at its outer face, and it's not quite as deeply sunken into the profile of the watch. You'll appreciate that the teak deck concept has been switched up. Rather than running north-south, it now runs east-west. And the dial itself has lovely applique indices, and they are matched at the center by lovely polished anthracite colored hands. And the timepiece does feature a broad arrow minute that's historically evocative, as well as a Dauphine hour. The date has moved down to 6 o'clock. It's no longer at 3, and you can see that teak deck, always designed to evoke the deck of a yacht, is no longer quite as even and uniform in its striations across the dial as it was in the past. There's a sunken track outboard with Arabic numerals for seconds and minutes, and you can see this is a master chronometer. Before we get to exactly what that means, let me emphasize that the traditional refinements are still present and correct. There is a stop seconds function, and there is also an hour jumper right here, which allows you to jump the hour independently as you travel. And note, the watch keeps telling time minutes and seconds. You can even jump the date forward or backwards depending on whether you're traveling east or west across the international date line. Screw the crown down. The watch is still 150 meters water resistant, though Omega thoughtfully omits that on the dial. It's simply not necessary, and the result is that the dial is now far cleaner than in the past when boasts of water resistance were made on the dial side. Rolex, are you paying attention? More like this. The timepiece also features a newly METAS certified 8900. This is the 8500, but upgraded to the new standard created by Omega and the Swiss Federal Institute of Metrology. Now, it is a fully cased up test, unlike the COSC standards, which this watch still meets. This is a 6-position test rather than 5, and it's cased movement full watch test rather than a bare caliber. It's also a test of winding efficiency, power reserve, water resistance, and anti-magnetism. And on that last note, the watch features a silicone hairspring that is effectively amagnetic to over 15,000 Gauss, and it does mean that this watch is effectively immune even to the forces created by MRI equipment. There's a full balance bridge with a free spring index for shock resistance, and there is a double mainspring barrel arrangement so that you have 60 hours of power reserve, and the 60-hour power reserve with twin barrels notably means that there's no drop-off in amplitude after 24 or 48 hours. That's usually a problem with single barrel movements. Here the amplitude remains fairly constant thanks to the twin barrel arrangement. It is a Matos chronometer, but it is also a coaxial, and if you look closely, I'll do my best to get this in focus, but you can see the almost star-like shape of the coaxial escape wheels just underneath my finger, underneath its bridge and underneath my finger in turn. This is a tangential contact minimal lift angle system developed by independent watchmaker George Daniels in the 70s, industrialized by Omega in 1999. It is now both very accurate and very tough. This is a watch that puts it all together. A timepiece that you can wear on almost any occasion with a contemporary update of two-tone treatment using rose gold and steel. See it and make it yours on the watch box. And we're back with the Omega Seamaster Aqua Terra two-tone by night. Look, they loomed the seconds hand. Every watch should have that.